Good morning, students. Today, today we will continue with respect to cell wall. Previous class, I just gave you a small introduction, and in that introduction, I had told you cell wall is made up of cellulose in case of plants as well as it is permeable in nature. The cell wall of a young plant cell, the primary wall is capable of growth which gradually diminishes as the cell matures and the secondary wall is formed on the inner side of the cell. Now what do I mean by this? Now there is a formation of primary wall. The very first formed wall is known as a primary wall. Now as it matures, slowly this primary wall diminishes and inner to this a secondary wall is being formed, and this is closer to the plasma membrane. Secondary wall is closer to the plasma membrane. Now the middle lamella is a layer mainly made up of calcium pectate which holds or glues the different neighboring cells together. Now if we need to join the papers, we need a glue. Same way, for the cells to stick together, what is that glue? That glue is nothing but calcium pectate. It is a chemical that helps cells to attach to each other. Now it is present outside this wall. Okay, it is present outside the primary wall. Functions of cell wall. It permits the cells of plant, fungi and bacteria to withstand hypotonic solution. What happens over here is, in hypotonic, I already told you endosmosis will take place. When the endosmosis takes place, the cells take in water and it becomes bulged. And the protoplasmic contents exert a pressure on the cell wall. And cell wall in turn exerts equal and opposite pressure so that it does not burst. Hypotonic solution is nothing but in which the concentration of water molecules are more and the solute is less. If you have not watched my previous video, you will not understand this particular point. It has narrow pores called pits. Through them, fine strands of cytoplasm or cytoplasmic bridges called plasmodesmata are able to cross the cell walls. Plant cells interact with each other through these cytoplasmic channels. Now, the cell wall has got tiny pores. Cell wall is not a complete one layer. There are certain breaks in between them. It means there is no cell wall deposition seen. So, these regions are known as pits. Now, through these pits, we can see the cytoplasmic strands pass through. Now, through these cytoplasmic strands, they are able to connect one cell to the other. Now, this is the primary wall. Here we have the calcium pectate, and there is one more cell here with its cell wall. Even these have pores. So, we see that this plasmodesmata or cytoplasmic strands, they are connected. They act as a connection between cell, thereby help in communication as well as transportation of materials. This is to do with the cell wall. Now we will move on to nucleus. The nucleus has got the presence of nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane. Now this is a double membrane. It is made up of two layers and it is not continuous. It has got there is a slight gap between this nuclear envelope, and that gap is known as nuclear pore, because there has to be exchange of material between cytoplasm and the nucleus, as well as certain things that is produced in the nucleus has to be transported to the cytoplasm. That's why we see the presence of tiny pores over here. And then there is a structure called as dark dense body known as nucleolus. It helps in the synthesis of ribosomes. Now what is this ribosomes? You will understand it further. As of now, just remember, nucleolus helps in the synthesis of ribosomes. Inside this, there is nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm is just like the cytoplasm. It has got the essential nutrients, and in that you have nucleole is present and chromatin material. This chromatin material or chromatin network are thread-like structures. Now at the time of cell division, this chromatin network forms chromosomes. Now what are these chromosomes? These thread-like structures get converted to rod-like structures. These thread-like structures are getting converted to rod-like structures known as chromosome at the time of cell division. When the cell is not dividing, you can see thread-like structures. Now this chromosomes is made up of DNA and protein. This protein is also known as histones. So chromosome in turn is made up of DNA and protein, and this DNA in turn is made up of genes. Genes are nothing but codes. They are the one that regulates or controls the characteristics of an individual. Hopefully this flowchart is clear to you. It is very important. Next, functions of nucleus. Helps in cellular reproduction, cell development and maturity, transmission of hereditary traits. Heredity means it is being transmitted from one generation to another. What is being transmitted? The traits. Traits are nothing but the characteristic. It might be the eye color, the hair color. So these are transmitted from one generation to another. Controls metabolic activities. Metabolic activities are nothing but breaking down of substance or building up of a substance. This is with respect to the nucleus, structure of the nucleus and function of nucleus. Next, moving on to what is this nucleoid. The nuclear region of the cell is poorly defined because of the absence of nuclear membrane. The nuclear region in these organisms contain only nucleic acid. Now, nucleoid is again a dark dense region. Here the genetic material, okay, is not surrounded by nuclear membrane. So when I say genetic material, it is nothing but the DNA. Here it is not surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Organisms whose cells lack a nuclear membrane are called prokaryotes. Cells the organisms which do not have the nuclear membrane are called prokaryotes, whereas the organisms which have the presence of well-defined nucleus along with nuclear membrane are known as eukaryotes. We are eukaryotic organism because we have a well-defined nucleus. They lack membrane-bound organelles. Now, usually the membranes are usually the organelles. Organelles, I can compare it to organ cells. Within the cells, you have tiny organelles which control the or help in the functioning of the cell. So these organelles have a membrane. For example, nucleus, it had a membrane, double membrane. So there are organelles which do not have a membrane. So in prokaryotes, we see that they lack membrane-bound organelles. It means they don't have organelles which are membrane-bound. Let's try to understand the structure of bacteria. Bacteria is a prokaryote. Bacteria has got the presence of cell wall, and the cell wall is made up of a special chemical known as peptidoglycan. And cell wall has got the presence of hair-like structure or bristle-like structure called as fimbriae. Now this fimbriae help in attachment or adhering to animal cell or to any other object. It just helps in attachment. Whereas flagella, these are hair-like structures. They help in movement. They have got the presence of nucleoid. Now nucleoid is nothing but it is a dense region that has got the genetic material, but it does not have a nuclear membrane, and it has got the presence of ribosome. The genetic material and ribosome. These two are needed for protein synthesis. If these two structures are there, it means the cell can synthesize its own protein. And there is presence of cytoplasm where various metabolic activities take place. And we see that the cell membrane, inner to the cell wall there is cell membrane, it is folded, and this infolding is known as my mesosome. Here certain respiratory pigments are present that helps in the respiration. This is to do with the structure of bacteria.